and welcome to the Roy Rogers Riders Club.
Thrill again to the thundering hooves and cattle stampedes, barroom brawls, and shootouts of classic Western features and TV shows. Annie Oakley, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, John Wayne, and all their cowboy pals and sidekicks roam the West once more. Heroes never die on Comedy MX channels. They just ride off into the sunset.
Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. He roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man.
Jim Bowie, whose name one day was to be written into the annals of brave men at the Battle of the Alamo, along with those of Davy Crockett and Colonel Travis, is on his way home again, heading south along the Natchez Trace toward his plantation in Opelousas, Louisiana. Plantation owner, adventurer, Jim Bowie is always coming home because he's always going away, looking for new lands, new timber, and new adventure. But he never stayed anywhere very long, just until the adventure was finished, and then he'd start drifting homeward again. That is, unless another adventure delayed him.
Hey, now, look at this. Hello, Mrs. Bear. Now, you keep away from me now. I'm not hunting bear. You keep away from me now. I got a fine, dependable weapon, which I'll have to use on you if you don't keep away. Go on, go home. Scat. Now, I don't want to shoot you, Mrs. Bear. But if you don't keep away now, I'm warning you. Dependable weapon.
It wasn't the first time a flintlock muzzleloader had misfired and nearly cost Jim Bowie his life. After the encounter with Mrs. Bear, he was determined to have a weapon that would match her claws, a weapon he could depend on. So this is the story of how the blade that was later to be known as the Bowie knife was born.
Anyone here? Mr. Black? Miss Black?
Well, Sam Black don't live here no more, mister. Moved down to the country.
Oh. Hey, can you tell me, is there a doctor in town?
Yep, traveling doc, over at Yancey's store, making his regular monthly visit.
One more day and you'd have had a bad case of poisoning of the blood.
Clean it up good, Doc.
Hey, mug of ale for my friend Jim Bowie, and a mug for me to keep him company. Every time the doc comes around, this thieving bunch of riffraff moves in. Keep your eye on Gypsy Joe and Louie and the cash box. You want that blanket? It'll cost you $1. Here's some mail, Jim.
Well, thank you, Yancey.
Well, here's quick healing to that arm of yours. Now, what brings you to Yancey's Corner? Timber? Sugarcane land?
No, as a matter of fact, I'm on my way home. Just sold some parcels of land up around Memphis. But that isn't why I come here. I'm looking for Sam Black, the steelmaker. You see, when that bear came at me and my gun misfired, I made up my mind right then and there I was going to get myself something more reliable. I was going to get myself a knife.
Skinning knife? Oh, I got a fine selection.
I got a skinning knife. What I want's a special kind of knife. The kind of knife I want hasn't been made yet. That's why I come to see Sam Black. I remember my father used to say he makes the best steel in the whole Louisiana.
Oh, he used to, but no more. He closed up a shop a couple of years back, got himself a little farm.
Why'd he do that?
Well, nobody knows exactly. He just up and moved.
I'll tell you, boy. I'm going to give you some ointment, some fresh bandages. I want you to use them. If you don't, you're going to have trouble.
Oh, I'll use them, Doc. I'll use them. How much owe you?
Oh, with a salve, $1.
$1? That's a fair enough price. Here you are.
I've got you $10.
Oh. Hey, Yancey, you pay it, will you? Put on my bill.
Thanks. Now keep that clean, you hear?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Doc. Where's this farm the Blacks have moved to?
Bayou La Tourneau. Straight south by the River Road, about 6-7 miles.
Yeah? I think I'll go have a talk with Mr. Black. I want him to make me a knife.
So do a lot of people. I can sell anything he makes. If you can persuade him, let me know, huh?
Oh, maybe a little of this gold will persuade him. Thanks for the ale, Yancey. I'll see you on my way back.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, you remember me, Mr. Black, don't you? I'm Jim Bowie from Opelousas. Don't you remember me?
Of course. Mr. Black, it's Mrs. Bowie's boy, Jim.
Welcome, Jim, welcome.
Hello, Mr. Black.
Have you ridden far?
From Yancey's Corners.
Then you must be tired. I'll get you a glass of Mr. Black's elderberry wine.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Now, you sit right down here with Mr. Black, and I won't be but a minute. How is your mother?
Well, she's fine, ma'am. Spanking fine.
And your brother Reason?
He's fine, too.
Mrs. Black, Jim's thirsty.
Oh, I'm going, Mr. Black.
Oh, my. Women sure do love to talk, don't they?
That's what my father used to say. That is, when Mama would stop talking long enough to let him get a word in.
Yeah, well, we don't have too many visitors out this way.
I suppose you're wondering why I've come to see you.
There you are.
Well, thank you, Mr. Black.
This is real social-like of you to call on us, James. My land, what happened to your arm?
Or I had a little argument with a lady bear. She out-talks me.
Well, that figures.
Oh, now, Mr. Black.
That's why I come to see you, Mr. Black. I want you to make me a knife.
A knife?
Next time I have an argument with a lady, I'd like to win it.
Well, but Mr. Yancey has a real good assortment of knives.
Oh, no, Mr. Black. Those kind of knives are too short to get through the fat of a bear. And they're too brittle when they hit bone. The kind of knife I have in mind is it's a special kind of knife. The knife I have in mind would have a blade about this long. Would be twice, maybe 3 times as thick as an ordinary knife. And be curved toward the tip and double-edged, so to cut 2 ways. And it would be balanced for throwing. So it would have to be made of the very finest steel. So the tip wouldn't break off when it hit something solid. I don't know, maybe I'm asking the impossible. But I do know this, Mr. Black, if anyone can make me this knife, it's you.
A double-edged tip. It's a most unusual knife. You have to be tempered 6, maybe 7 times very carefully. But, Jim, That's not just a knife. That's a weapon.
That's right, Mr. Black. Knife doesn't misfire, and it's always loaded.
Yeah? Be an awful lot of work.
Well, I'll supply the muscle and the sweat. All you'd have to do is supply the knowledge.
That knife does fire my imagination, kind of like a challenge. 2 years ago, I would have accepted it, but now I can't even see my wife's face across the supper table. I'm just groping around in a world of shadows, and it's getting worse. That's why I closed up my shop.
Things will be different tomorrow. We're going in to see Dr. Hogue at the Corners. He wrote us that he has some fine new spectacles with imported German lenses. We've been saving our money for it. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's another $1. Mr. Query paid his milk bill.
Spectacles. Even if we could afford them, there's no telling how much good they'll do. Jim, I think whatever the Lord wills, we have to accept.
But Mr. Black, if the doctor can't help you, I mean if the lenses do make you see again, will you make me the knife?
Well, Jim, I'd be happy to.
Now that that's settled, you'll be staying for supper, James.
It'll be a pleasure, ma'am.
There. That ought to hold you until you get home.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, if you have time, I can fix your jacket for you.
No, I think I ought to be going now.
Wouldn't you like some more coffee, James?
Well, maybe just half a cup. Where do you learn to make steel like this, Mr. Black?
In the old country.
What's the secret?
Tempering. It's like a good stew, Jim. It isn't what you put into it, it's how you cook it that counts. I'll get your horse.
No, I'll get it.
Keep your seat.
Mr. Coffee. Mr. Black can get your horse. I encourage him to do all he can. Gives him confidence.
You're not only a good cook, you're a wise woman, Mrs. Black.
This isn't Bowie.
Who cares? His money's just as good.
Help! Jim! Help! Help! Jim! Jim, help! Help! Jim!
Mr. Black, what happened? You all right?
Are you all right?
Somebody hit me on the head and took all my money.
Who was it? Did you see him?
No, I didn't see him.
Did they say anything?
Yes, one of them said, "This ain't Bowie."
Then they were after me.
All that money gone now, we can't get your spectacles.
Don't you worry, Mrs. Black. Your husband will get his spectacles. Just have them at Yancey's store first thing in the morning.
See Mr. Black?
Yeah, I saw him. He was beat up and robbed. He couldn't do any work. That's why I come back here. Give me a room for the night, will you, Yancey?
Sure. Just sign the book and give me $1. Oh, better make it $2. I paid the doc for you, remember?
All right. Take care of my horse, will you?
50 cents more.
There you are. That suit you?
Well, don't get mad about it. Everybody has to sign.
You look like you can't read.
I can read all right. Don't worry.
I want you to put the rest of this gold in the safe for me.
I ain't got a safe. It was stolen.
Oh, well, give me a room with a good strong lock on the door.
I ain't got no keys. One by one, they just come up missing.
This is a fine hotel. You make it easy for thieves, don't you?
Well, if you're so scared of getting robbed, just shove your bed against the door.
Oh, that's not good enough. Give me a hammer and some nails. I'll nail the door up.
You shouldn't carry so much money anyways.
No, I have to till I get to the bank in Opelousas.
Here, nail yourself a number 6 down the hall.
Number 6 got a window?
One of my best rooms. Plenty of fresh air.
Good. Fresh air is one thing I like. Good night.
Good night. Beats me. Traipsing around the country, carrying a fortune on him, just looking for trouble. Give me a nightcap, Pete. Make it a double.
Jim? Yeah, I'm fine. Just been entertaining a couple of visitors. You know these two?
Yeah, it's Gypsy Joe and Louie.
Yeah, these are the two who robbed Mr. Black, all right? This is his money pouch.
Well, I've been watching these filthy scum for a long time.
You got any place we can lock them up while we send for the sheriff?
Yeah, I got a hog sty out in back. It's full of fertilizer, though.
Yeah? Just the place. You grab the other one.
Right.
Now, just a minute. Now tell me when the small letters are clear.
Yes, now they are. I-O-E-T-C-E.
I tell you, Sam.
I don't blame you for grinning, Jim. Looks like you're going to get your knife.
Oh, I wasn't grinning at that.
You know, you need 2 pairs, Mr. Black.
Oh?
Yeah, one for close work, one to hand on, and another pair for distance. Mr. Black, can you identify these 2 gentlemen here at the counter?
Of course I can. That's my old friend Yancey and Jim Bowie. Thanks for giving me my eyes back.
Sam, I didn't.
Oh, wait a minute. You're all blurred. My close glasses, if you please, Mrs. Black. Yeah. Oh, thanks again, Jim. Nice to see you, Yancey. How about this?
The balance should be about there, throwing. Say, 1 complete turn in 30 feet.
Light the force, Jim.
Yes, sir. Perfectly fine. I never seen a piece of steel as fine as this in my whole life.
There's a lot of gratitude in that blade, Jim. Come on outside. I want you to throw it.
Huh?
Come on, come on. Yeah, it's all right. Now, come here, Jim. That tree right... Uh-oh. Mrs. Black, please. Thank you. Yeah. That tree right there is about 30 feet. Go ahead and throw it.
It's such a beautiful thing. I hate to risk it.
Oh, it won't break.
You sure?
I'm sure. Go ahead.
All right.
Wonderful.
Both their knives are in the tree, mister. Now we're even.
It's Gypsy Joe and Louie. They broke out. Joe, your quarrel's with the sheriff.
My quarrel's with him, Yancey. I got a welt in the back of my head to prove it. Well, now. Yeah, I'll take that, Yancey.
Come on, you two. Back to the hog sty.
And Yancey, will you keep him there till the sheriff gets here? Oh, it worked fine, Black. Just fine.
Yeah, just one defect. Which I'll remedy right away. Come, Mrs. Black.
Here you are, Jim.
Put a strip of brass along the back.
Yes, the brass is softer than steel. Catch your opponent's knife, and his blade won't slip off so easily.
My opponent? Mr. Black, I didn't want this knife for fighting men.
Jim, there are men in this world who are more savage than beasts. Use this wisely, and may it always protect you.
Thank you.
I made this for it, James.
Well, thank you, Miss Black. Thank you both very much.
Take care of yourself, Jim.
I will.
Goodbye. Give my regards to your mother.
This is the true story of how the knife was born. The knife that was to grow in legendary feats until it was known the world over by the name of its inventor, the Bowie knife.
Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. He roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man.
In the year 1830, New Orleans was a frontier city, the gateway to the vast empire that had been added to the United States by the Louisiana Purchase. Man, it was a rough place, New Orleans. Waterfront thieves and river pirates respected no man's property, including mine. My name's Jim Bowie. I had goods stacked on the docks, and I was keeping my eye on them.
Hey! Let me go. I will not go with you.
You pushed those sacks on me.
And if I had a sword, I would run you through.
Oh, you would you? I got a good notion to give you a licking.
You would not dare.
Wouldn't I? Boy your age running around trying to kill people?
Ah, there's the little agent. We've been chasing him all over the blooming waterfront.
Oh.
Many thanks to you, kind sir.
You better hold him tight. He's a dangerous character.
Monsieur, please, do not let them take me. They wish me harm.
Shut up. Wait a minute. What do you mean by that? Harm?
Is it harm to take the little runaway one to his worried parents?
They tell a lie, Monsieur.
Ah, little cat.
Hold it. Now, let's get this straight. What?
You stay out of this.
Here?
Why should I run, Monsieur?
You were running from those two.
I was outnumbered, Monsieur.
Well, how about me?
You seem to be of somewhat better quality than those ruffians.
What's your name?
I, sir, am the Marquis de Gravillon.
Well, now.
But I understand I should not use my title in America. You may call me Monsieur Francois.
Oh, thank you, Monsieur Francois. You can call me Monsieur Jim. How long you been in America?
1 hour. I do not like it.
Oh. Well, tell me something. If you're French, how come you speak with an English accent?
I was in school in England for several years. I did not like it.
You didn't, huh? Where are your parents?
I'm alone. I was told I was met by my aunt. Those two fellows said she'd sent them. But they did not deceive me. My aunt would never send such men to greet me.
Who's your aunt?
Mademoiselle Marie de Gravillon. You'll be good enough to escort me to her.
Oh, I will I?
But naturally, you would not be among my aunt's acquaintances.
No, I'm not.
However, you've heard perhaps my great-grandfather, Monsieur Paul Tonnet, with whom she lives.
Yeah, I heard of him. All right, Sonny. Monsieur, I'll take you. Come on.
And not that way, Monsieur. My luggage is this way.
Yes, Your Excellency. Let's get your luggage.
My cape.
Well, dog my cats.
I'll see that my great-grandfather gives you a suitable reward.
Yes, sir.
This conference has gone on much too long. You must get your sleep, Grandfather.
Sleep? I shall sleep soon enough. Marie, I have reached a decision. I was just telling Edouard. I want you to marry, that I can die content.
Oh, you must not speak of death, Grandfather.
Death has taken your brother and his family. It will take me. You will set the date for the marriage at once.
We will speak of it tomorrow, Grandfather.
We will speak of it today. Marie, you are now the sole heir to both the de Gravion estate and to my company, which is in Edouard's capable hands. There is no reason for delay.
Very well, grandfather. We will make the arrangements.
Tomorrow I will see Father Labelle.
Until then, my dearest.
Hi, Lansbury. Yes?
Hi. This boy has just arrived from France. I believe he belongs here.
Here?
He says he's the Marquis de Gravion. Mr. Paul Tournay is his great-grandfather.
You seem to be the victim of a little joke, sir. I bid you good evening.
I am the Marquis de Gravion.
And I, young sir, am the Duc d'Orléans. I again bid you good evening.
Evening.
You have made a stupid mistake.
Huh?
This is obviously not the home of Paul Tournay.
This is the Tournay home, and the only mistake I've made is getting mixed up with you in the first place.
I also regret it.
And what are your plans now?
I suppose this town has a hotel of some sort, no? I will go there. And in the morning I will secure competent help in locating the house of Paul Tournay.
This is the... You have money, no doubt.
Money? I have never had to concern myself with money, monsieur.
Come on, let's go.
Go where, monsieur?
If your Royal Highness has no objection, I will now take you to my hotel, where I will try to persuade the manager to accept you as a guest, in spite of your novel ideas about money.
I'm beginning to be annoyed at your impertinence, sir.
Come on. What's the matter now?
At home, the servants use towels like this to polish the furniture.
Now, listen, young fellow, this is one of the best hotels in New Orleans.
No doubt. I was warned that the New World was quite uncivilized.
Oh, you were?
Hang these up. And these.
And were you also warned the New World does not take kindly to impostors?
No, monsieur. It was not expected that I would encounter persons of that description.
I might have been referring to you.
No one has ever thought me as a liar before in my whole life. It is a new experience. I do not like it.
This ought to be just right for a boy your size. Well, now, look at this. And who decided you were going to have the bed?
I did not know it needed deciding, monsieur. Have you ever slept on a floor before?
You bet I have.
Then you are used to it, while I am not.
Wait a minute, what's this?
It was my father's.
Can I have a look at it? What's this, a family crest?
Yes, the de Gravion coat of arms.
And this is a motto.
Et toi, le ciel t'aidera.
Huh. Help yourself and heaven will help you. Well, you've done that all right. You helped yourself to my time, my patience, and now my bed.
I have told you, monsieur, that you would be rewarded.
You know, you just might be who you say you are. No one could have your gall and not be. How did it happen you traveled to America alone? Where are your parents?
Dead, monsieur. They gave their lives in the struggle.
What struggle?
For liberty, sir.
Liberty in France? I thought that was all over. I thought the Bourbons had turned the tables on Napoleon and got their throne back.
Frenchmen will never stop fighting for liberty. The Marquis de Lafayette still leads the struggle.
Lafayette?
He was a friend of my father's. He made all the arrangements and wrote my great-grandfather that he was sending me here.
Oh. Well, you better go to sleep now. We'll get all this straightened out in the morning.
Good. No doubt in the daylight you'll be able to find the right house.
Now, look, I told you.
I told you never to come here.
But, Monsieur, we had to come. You saw the boy. He got away from us, he did.
Find him.
We already have. He's at the Royal Oaks Tavern.
Then, what are you doing here?
Ah, very good. Very good indeed. Hey, Regan?
I'm not going to hurt you, miss. Oh, I just used this to open the window.
What do you want?
I must talk with you. It's going to be a little awkward if we have to hold this position for long. I'll let you go if you promise not to scream. That's better.
Who are you?
My name's Jim Bowie, ma'am.
Oh. I did not know you included housebreaking among your adventures.
Well, I don't claim to be an expert. Are you Mademoiselle Marie de Gravillon?
I am. And I demand to know the reason for this outrageous behavior.
Do you have a nephew named Francois de Gravillon?
No.
You sure?
I see no reason to discuss my personal affairs with you. He was killed 5 months ago in France with his parents.
Are you certain he was killed?
Why do you ask such questions? Must you torture me?
Well, it just may be that he was not killed.
Well, this is diabolical. To come here and raise false hopes. To renew the agony of realization.
You ever see this before?
Where did you get this?
From your nephew, Francois. He's asleep in my hotel room right now.
Here, in New Orleans?
Uh-huh.
But the letter said the whole family had perished.
Not Francois. He's very much alive. Now, this letter about his family. Did you see it?
But of course. There is something very wrong here, monsieur. Why have you come here secretly? Why did you not bring Francois with you?
I did, earlier this evening. A young gentleman closed the door in our face.
That is strange. Edouard would certainly investigate something as important as that.
Edouard?
My fiancé, Monsieur Dubois, my grandfather's manager.
Oh. Now, this letter, was it from the Marquis de Lafayette?
Yes.
Written by himself?
But certainly.
And you're familiar with his handwriting?
No, but... What are you implying, monsieur?
Are you by any chance the heir to the de Gravillon estate and to your grandfather's business right here as well, in the absence of a male heir such as Francois?
You lie. That is a dreadful accusation against my fiancé.
Well, I'm not engaged to him, so I can afford to be suspicious.
I have perfect confidence in Edouard.
I don't.
And he certainly would not forge a letter from the Marquis de Lafayette.
Tell me, is there somewhere downstairs near the front door where you can hide?
Hide?
I'm going to bring Francois back here first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock.
Why should I hide?
You might be a little surprised to hear what your fiancé said.
I'll do no such thing.
Don't you want to be sure?
I am sure.
Well, he's your fiancé. Anyway, we'll be here, 8 sharp. You seen a little boy in the last hour or so, a little boy in his nightshirt?
Yes, Mr. Boy, just a few minutes ago.
Which way did he go?
Why, he didn't go nowhere. He was took.
Well, which way, man?
Well, they had this boy, and he was kicking and carrying on something furious.
Mose, I swear, if you don't tell me which way in the very next second...
He didn't go nowhere, Mr. Boy. I took him in my hack down to the waterfront.
All right, Mose. Drive as fast as you can.
Where, Mr. Boy?
The waterfront, man, the waterfront.
Oh, yes.
Regan! Regan! Regan!
Did you see what I did, monsieur, with the chain?
I sure did. You're learning fast.
They were going to wrap it around me, but I wrapped it around him. That is, how do you say? The turning of the table, no?
That's right. You know something? You came mighty close to being catfish bait.
I know, and I will thank the good Lord for my deliverance in my prayers tonight.
You do that. Come on, help me tie up these two. We'll leave them here for the dock workers to find in the morning.
What?
When I said my prayers, I asked the good Lord to bless you, too.
Oh, thanks.
I said, dear God, please bless Monsieur Jim.
Good, good.
You do not mind if I call you Jim?
Call me anything you like.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, this is silly. Move over.
Why, monsieur?
You don't have to have the whole bed yourself, do you? We can share it, can't we?
I've never shared a bed in my whole life.
Well, it's time you started. Move over.
I've never shared a room, except, of course, with Hector.
And who's Hector?
My dog. He always slept on the floor beside me.
Oh, well, I'm not Hector. Move over. Hey, you've really led the life of a little gentleman, haven't you?
I am a gentleman, monsieur.
Oh. All right, then. Stay a gentleman. Keep the bed. Sleep tight. Good night.
Monsieur Jim?
What now?
It is hard, the floor.
It is hard.
Monsieur Jim?
Yeah?
I have decided. You may share the bed. As the Marquis de Gravillon, I can do no less.
Why?
I have tried to think what my father would do, and my grandfather. They would share the bed, I think,
Why would they?
because they were gentlemen.
I thought a gentleman was a fellow who always took a whole room to himself.
No, monsieur, a gentleman is... It means... Do you know noblesse oblige? What it means?
Well, what does it mean to you, Francois?
I think it means that persons of high birth, like myself, must always be honorable and generous,
Yeah, I think that's very right.
especially to one's inferiors like you.
Yeah.
So since I'm a gentleman, you may have half my bed.
I'll take it. Even on those terms, move over.
It is very strange. You do not have to fight for me, but it is twice now that you've saved my life.
Well, I'll call it even if you just go to sleep.
Good night, monsieur.
Good night, Francois.
Could it be that you're of noble birth?
Huh? No, just plain American.
But, Monsieur Jim, you've acted almost exactly like a gentleman. And yet
Go to sleep.
you're not a gentleman. It is very strange. I do not understand plain Americans.
Good morning.
You again?
Just a minute. This time, the boy and I are going to see Mr. Tournay. Stand clear.
François. Aunt Marie. Never fear, Aunt Marie. Monsieur Jim will beat him. Who is this man, Aunt?
My fiancé. Or he was.
You see? What did I tell you?
Yes, he's a very brave gentleman, isn't he?
What should we do with him?
He has to live with himself. Perhaps that will be enough.
Marie.
Oh, get out.
You heard the lady.
Oh, Aunt Marie, may I present my friend, Monsieur Jim Bowie, Mademoiselle de Gravien.
I know Mr. Bowie, Francois, and I'm very grateful to him. You must come and visit Francois often.
I'd like that, mademoiselle.
Monsieur Bowie, I think I understand now about the gentleman.
Yeah?
In France, it is how one is born. Here, it is how one acts. Any plain American can be a gentleman. That is it, monsieur? No?
Any good American?
Then I shall try to be a good, plain American.
You're pretty close right now.
And now I think we should go upstairs. Your great-grandfather will be very glad to meet you. And you too, Mr. Bowie.
Wait, Aunt Marie. I must extend my apologies. Monsieur Jim, I said I would have you rewarded.
Yes, you did.
But one gentleman cannot reward another, sir. I can only promise to help you when I am big enough to do so.
I'll count on that.
Now I am ready to see my grandfather.
And here's the star of our show, Scott Forbes.
Hello, everyone. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. And we'll be with us again next week for another exciting adventure in the life of Jim Bowie.
Adventure in man. Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie. roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, he was a bold, adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. Jim Bowie, he was a bold, adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man. He roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter, a fearless and mighty adventuring man.
Morning, Mr. Bowie.
Morning, Eli. The horse ready?
Yes, sir, right around the side.
Grained and watered?
Yes, sir. Take you clear to New Orleans without a stop.
Thank you, Eli.
To reach New Orleans without a stop was exactly what I had in mind. There was a certain lady there waiting for me to take her to the opera ball that night.
Please, sir, please.
Did you see that?
What, sir?
The girl in that carriage. She seemed frightened. Did you hear her call out?
I didn't notice anything out of the usual, Mr. Bowie.
You know, Eli, it's sometimes kind of hard to mind your own business. Especially when somebody else's business is a pretty girl.
Yeah, I guess so, Mr. Bowie.
Yeah.
As I jogged along on my way to New Orleans, I finally convinced myself there was nothing unusual about that incident in the coach. Just an ordinary quarrel between a headstrong girl and her parents. Then, as I began to turn my mind to the anticipated pleasures of Annabelle and the opera ball, there occurred another of those unpredictable incidents of the road.
Afternoon, ladies. You having a little trouble?
And what does it look like if not trouble?
If only that, monsieur, it has failed us.
Failed us indeed, and just when it was needed most.
Well, can I be of any help?
Oh, how kind of you, monsieur. Would you please?
If you feel you could be of any assistance, it would not be unappreciated.
Oui, monsieur, to be swiftly on our way is of the gravest importance.
I'm sure it is. Let's have a look. Well, if you ladies can manage the wheel, I'll lift the cart and then you slip the wheel on the axle.
Oui, monsieur.
Next when ready, sir.
Ready?
Push.
That's it. Good. Just one thing, ladies, before you go. How are you going to keep the wheel on?
Pardon, monsieur?
There's no nut to keep the wheel on. That's why it came off.
A nut?
A bit of metal with a threaded hole, mademoiselle.
So?
So it screws onto the axle to hold the wheel on. Chances are the nut fell off back the road a piece.
It is necessary that we have this nut?
Well, without it, the wheel's going to come off the next bend you come to. I'll have a look.
You have found it?
No, piece of wood.
Oh, if only I had not permitted Marie-Lou to leave with that woman. But she said she was Marie-Lou's son, monsieur, so why should I have doubted her?
Mary Lou?
One of our pupils at Miss Peabody's Select Female Academy. On Charter Street. You must know of it, monsieur.
The Select Female Academy? I know it slightly. The young ladies there are so young.
Oh, monsieur, I'm so worried. Miss Peabody has every right to send me back to France in dishonor and disgrace. Do you think she would do that, monsieur?
Did she bring you over here?
Yes, to teach the select females the pure Parisian accent.
Oh.
Oh, but she's such a strong woman with such a control over the emotion. I cannot tell if she will forgive me or not. So you see, we must find Marie-Lou, do you not, monsieur?
Yeah, I'm beginning to.
It is so important in so many ways, such as the handsome contribution Colonel Carter have promised to make to the Academy.
Colonel Carter?
Yeah, Marie-Lou's papa. Oh, he is very rich. And Miss Peabody is so desirous of enlarging the school. Oh, but if we do not find her, I'm afraid poor Miss Peabody will never see the handsome contribution.
Yeah, I see. That's bad.
Yeah, and all because of me, monsieur. All because of my foolish trust in people. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm trusting you, a man, an American. Oh, zut, alors what is happening to me?
No, mademoiselle. No need to get upset.
To have trust in people, it is a Christian virtue, is it not, monsieur?
Yeah, I guess it is. Up to a point. Why are you telling me all this?
To be honest, monsieur, I do not know, except that... Oh, perhaps I thought you might be able to help. You will help, will you not, monsieur?
Well, I'd like to help, but you see, I got someone waiting for me in New Orleans. It's a matter of urgent business. Any luck, ma'am?
No, sir. And I doubt that the pair of you have had very much either.
We were introducing ourselves. Monsieur, may I present Miss Peabody of the Select Female Academy of New Orleans?
Jim Bowie at your service, Miss Peabody.
And just what else have you confided in this total stranger, mademoiselle?
Oh, only the reason of our search, Miss Peabody.
Really? Well, come along, Angelique. I see no reason for further detaining this young man.
But what about this small piece of iron with the hole in it?
Never mind.
Just a minute, ladies. I don't wish to pry into your personal affairs, but I do know you're in a hurry. And I think I can fix your cart, at least well enough to reach the next town. With your permission, of course. We could spend all day looking for this nut and never find it.
Permission granted.
This girl you're looking for, what's she like?
Oh, she's very pretty. She's about so tall, and flaxen hair and blue eyes.
Oh, it's probably not the same one, but she by any chance wearing a blue dress?
Oh, but of course, the uniform of the Academy. You've seen her, monsieur.
Control yourself, Miss Moreau. And just where did you see this alleged girl?
Outside the Black Horse Tavern, about 8 miles down the road.
She was in a carriage?
Yeah.
With a woman of middle age?
That's right.
And a great tall coachman on the box.
Well, I didn't notice the coachman, mademoiselle, just the select female.
Oh.
This young lady, what happened, an abduction?
Oh, no, monsieur. An elopement.
Oh.
Marie-Lou is in love with Émile Dussart. Oh, he's such a charming young man.
Into the cart at once, mademoiselle. Thank you again for your generous assistance, sir.
Don't mention it, Miss Peabody.
This tavern, monsieur, would it be... do you think you could show us this tavern?
Oh, well, I guess I could, yes.
But naturally, I would reimburse you for your loss of time.
No, ma'am, it's not that. It's just that, see, in this deal I'm working on, I got a lot of competition. In fact, if I don't get there on time, I'm liable to lose out entirely. You can't miss it, ladies. Straight down the road, Black Horse Tavern. Ask for a boy named Eli.
Thank you, sir, again.
Yes.
Au revoir, monsieur. I will remember you in my prayers.
Oh, thank you, mademoiselle. I hurried again on my way to New Orleans, trying to keep in mind the charms of the lovely Annabelle, who'd soon be in my arms at the opera ball. It was about an hour later when I noticed something lying on the road. Ordinarily, I'd have ridden on, but this time... The book proved to be a missal, or prayer book, that's used to follow religious services. The inscription on the flyleaf was in French. Roughly translated, it read, "For my beloved daughter, Angelique, from her loving mother."
No, sir, I told myself. I'm not going chasing after those select females. I got a select female of my own waiting for me.
Afternoon, Mr. Bowie. Back so soon?
I'm not staying, Eli. Just want some information. I'm looking for 2 schoolmarms who stopped by here this afternoon.
School moms? Oh, I didn't see any school moms, Mr. Bowie. Sir?
You're lying, boy. Just like you were lying this morning about that girl in the coach. Now, come on, let's have some truth. 2 ladies in a pony cart. Where are they?
Out by Spanish Creek, I guess.
Spanish Creek? Did you send them there?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Well, I was looking for a girl, and I figured that's where she is.
All right, let's hear it all.
A friend of mine come here the other night, and he wanted to know if I knew anybody that could help him get this girl.
Get her?
Yeah, some place her old man was keeping her prisoner in.
Was your friend named Emile?
Yeah, yes, sir. Emile Dussault, do you know him?
I heard of him. Did he rescue her?
Well, that's what I don't know, Mr. Bowie. And it's got me kind of scared. You see, I got these friends from Spanish Creek to help Emile, but I ain't seen them since. They're the ones that drove off this morning in the coach. Name of Odin.
All right, Eli. If you're telling me yarns, you better not be here when I get back. You understand? Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm looking for the 2 ladies from the Select Female Academy. Would you tell them that Jim Bowie's waiting to see them, please?
You must have mistaken the place, monsieur. Sorry. Good day.
No, I haven't mistaken the place, ma'am. That's their pony cart back there.
I must ask you to leave, monsieur.
Not until I look inside, ma'am.
Mademoiselle Angelique. Angie. The door, mademoiselle. It's me, Jim Bowie. The man who fixed your pony cart.
Monsieur. Oh, Mr. Bowie, how wonderful. You've come to rescue us.
That was a general idea. But right now, I could use a little rescuing myself. You stand back away from the door.
Monsieur, you're hurt?
Oh, not any more than I was. Well, tell me, where is everybody? Where's Miss Peabody?
They took her away, I know not where. Oh, monsieur, we have fallen into the hands of desperate criminals. We will all be murdered.
Now, mademoiselle, it's not that bad. Is it?
They hurt you, monsieur.
Yeah.
Oh, mon Dieu. Death is imminent.
I sure hope not, mademoiselle. Howdy, gentlemen. Must have fallen out of bed. Mademoiselle. Well, now. I'm sorry. That was clumsy of me.
My fault, really, monsieur. I should not be so curious. Another of my miserable sins.
Well, that's not such a bad sin.
Oh, do not waste sympathy on me, monsieur. Others need it more. Miss Peabody and Marie-Lou.
She's here, the girl?
Oui. Oh, I saw her but briefly when we arrived. She and her sweetheart, Emile.
I thought you said this was an elopement. Why are they holding you ladies and me?
It is beyond my comprehending, monsieur. I have a feeling it is even beyond the comprehending of Marie-Lou and Emile. It has just occurred to me. How is it you are here?
Oh, I was forgetting. Yeah, they took my money and my knives. But they didn't take this.
Mine?
It's got your name inside. From your mother. I figured it might be valuable to you.
It is mine. But where did you find these?
On the road just after I left you. Kind of lucky I was the one who found it, huh?
Lucky? No, monsieur. This is not lucky. This is no accident. This is by the hand of the bon Dieu himself. It is a miracle.
Well, I wouldn't...
No. There's no doubt about it, monsieur. It is truly a miracle.
What we need now is another one to get us all out of here.
Oh, how thoughtful of you, monsieur. You may set it here.
Mademoiselle, turn your back.
He has fainted, monsieur?
That's right.
When he wakes up, we will cry out, no?
Yeah, I'll rip my shirt.
Oh, no, monsieur, not the shirt. You cannot stare it.
I'll have to gag him.
Wait. Turn your back, monsieur. Monsieur, if this is not sufficient, I have a further supply.
This will be sufficient. Thank you, Angie.
What did you call me, monsieur?
Angie. Angelique's just a little long, don't you think? Do you mind?
Oh, no, I like it.
You can call me Jim.
Oh, I like that too, Jim.
For the last time, madam, take that pen and write what I tell you.
Do your worst, you scoundrel. You shall not make me a part of this odious plot.
Right.
Never.
Do what he wants, Miss Peabody.
And who are you to be giving advice, young man? You who got us all into this.
That's done now. The important thing is to get you ladies safely home. Write what he asks.
I shall write no lies for this felonious criminal.
Your final word, madame?
My final word.
Fetch the girl.
Mary-Lou.
Mrs. Peabody, ma'am, I'm so frightened.
Dry your tears, Miss Carter. Our fate is in the hands of Providence.
Please sit down, Miss Peabody. Do you see that?
A vulgar exhibition of bad taste.
It has been there for more than 20 years, madame. Indelible. Impossible to remove. Tattooed there with ink, forever. With ink like this. Should I tattoo the message on the beautiful face of this girl, madame? Or do you prefer to write what I shall tell you to write?
Right, Miss Peabody. You have no choice.
Write exactly what I say. My dear Colonel Carter, if you wish to see your daughter alive, you will send me the sum of $10,000, which sum will be delivered by...
Take up a chair, Miss Moreau, and smite thine enemies. As I often say to my young ladies, there is nothing quite so salubrious as brisk physical exercise.
It was fine while it lasted.
Oh, zut alors, that I should have come in late and missed the best part. Oh!
More self-control, Miss Moreau, if you please.
Allow me to introduce myself, monsieur.
I know all about you, Emil. I'm Jim Bowie. We better get these fellas tied up while they're still out cold. Get those ropes.
What are your plans for these criminals, Mr. Bowie?
Oh, have them jailed for abduction, extortion, and robbery.
Splendid. And I shall be there to testify against them.
But will it not be in all the newspapers?
Naturally. It will be an object lesson to all other criminals.
But what will it be to Marie-Lou's papa? Oh, he will be most angry. Not only with her, but with Miss Peabody's Select Female Academy. What of the handsome contribution?
On second thought, Mr. Bowie, perhaps it would not be wise to bring these men into court. Could we not give them their just deserts in some other fashion?
Let me worry about that, ma'am. There'll be no scandal.
Thank you, sir. And there will be no more of that, young man. Not while this young lady is in my charge. What you do later does not concern me. Out with you now and harness the pony to the cart.
My cape and prayer book, Emile.
And this time, Miss Moreau, you will not let her out of your sight until we are safely home. Hurry along now.
Au revoir, Jim. May le bon Dieu bless you always.
Goodbye, Angie.
Angie? Jim?
Oh, we kind of got acquainted. We were locked up together.
I do not approve of the use of nicknames. Good day to you, Mr. Bowie.
Good day, Miss Peabody.
Once more, I hurried on my way to Annabelle and the Opera Ball, after dumping the prisoners on a steamboat bound for Natchez under the Hill. Must have been just about sundown when I rounded a bend a few miles out of New Orleans, and there...
Jim! Oh, if you but knew how I was praying for your reappearance. Is it not so, Miss Carter? Did I not ask you to pray also?
Oh, I do so regret delaying you again, Mr. Bowie. Was there not an urgent matter of business requiring your presence in New Orleans?
Well, the fact is, I was taking a young lady to the Opera Ball tonight. But I'm so late now, I guess she's made other arrangements. And Miss Peabody, may I remind you, you still have to get a nut?
A nut.
Into the cart, Mary Lou. You too, Angelique.
I'm so sorry, Jean. If there were only some way I could make it up to you.
Whoa, now. You just said something there. Yeah. Miss Peabody, I'd like the honor and privilege of escorting Mademoiselle Angelique, to the opera ball tonight. With your permission, of course.
Well, we're both in your debt, to be sure, Mr. Bowie, but I'm afraid.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you kindly.
Young man! Isn't he just the most divine thing ever?
And here's the star of our show, Scott Forbes.
Hello, everyone. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. And will be with us next week for another exciting adventure in the life of Jim Bowie.
Adventuring man, Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie. He roamed the wilderness unafraid, from Natchez to Rio Grande. With all the might of his gleaming blade, he fought for the rights of man. Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie, he was a bold adventuring man. Jim Bowie, battled for right with a powerful hand. His blade was tempered and so was he. Indestructible steel was he. Jim Bowie, he was a fighter of